This is the 2026 Kia Tasman, arguably the most Australian car on our roads at the moment, even though it's made in South Korea. It was developed in this country for this country and is only on sale in this country and New Zealand and a couple of smaller Asian markets as well. But it's as Aussie as it gets for now. Welcome to Four Wheels in a Seat. My name is Alex Dalrymple. This is my channel where I review new cars every week, especially for people who might be looking to buy a new car and don't know which one to get. I can help you out with a pretty simple, straightforward review. Don't miss your favorite next car though. It could be coming up next week. So hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and don't forget to give me a like as well. Cheers. So the Kia Tasman is Kia's first attempt at a ute, and they're certainly, with its very bold styling, out to make their mark. I mean, it's not for everyone. I think it looks pretty distinctive and quite different to just about every other ute on the road, but I mean, style is of course subjective. What I like, you might hate. This particular Tasman is a second from top spec X line, so it gets a few extra nice bits that the entry-level models miss out on. So styling wise, from the front, yeah, there's really nothing that looks quite like this on the road. It is very bold, almost menacing, especially in black, and black kind of hides a lot of the lines as well. You see them a lot more clearly in some of the lighter shades that this car comes in. But I've never seen headlight clusters that look quite like this. It's interesting, not for everyone. Around the side, and it's got big squared off wheel arches, 18-inch alloys on this second from top spec car, 224 millimeters of ground clearance here, and the top spec car rides just a little bit higher. Around the back, and I love the embossed Kia Tasman logo on the tray. Open it up and it's an almost square space. It's around about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, which equates to about 1,200 liters of room. The tub is lined and you can put about a ton's worth of gear in there. Brake towing capacity comes in at 3.5 tons. Under the bonnet, and there is a 2.2 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine that outputs 154 kilowatts of power and 440 newton meters of torque. Fuel economy, very efficient at 7.8 litres per 100 kilometers on a combined cycle. Power goes to all four wheels via a 8-speed automatic transmission. The interior is a bit on the dark side, but I really like what they've done with it. It's very bold, it's got lots of, well, hard plastic, but I mean, you know, in this kind of car, you kind of expect that because it's got to be durable and easy to clean. But I do like the design, especially this honeycomb grille here, which is quite Honda-esque actually, especially with these joystick controlled vents for the air conditioning. Tech-wise, well, it's pretty standard Kia, which is actually very good. So we've got a nice wide center console screen here, and as I said, there's not a lot of difference between this and what you'll find in a regular Kia. But there's a wireless Apple CarPlay, there's a weather app, there's voice recording available. You can change the color of the LED lights here in the interior that are linked to the drive mode. The climate controls are run on a separate little screen here just next to that, but you can expand it onto the main screen if you like. The only problem with this little screen here is, and I've had this problem in other Kias, is that your view of it is completely obscured by your hand if you've got your hands on the steering wheel at 10 and 2. So that's a little annoying, but you can control it through the center screen if you want. Underneath that row of shortcut buttons, I really like the switchgear here. It's very solid and has a really good feel to it. Nice textured metal finishes on these buttons. Twin wireless charging here for your phones. I don't know that I've actually seen that in many cars recently. There aren't many cars that have that, but very satisfyingly, they get big yellow lights that come on when the phone is charging, so you can easily see when it's working or not. Next to that, 2 USB-C ports. One is for data, the other is just power and data. Cup holders, they're a good size. Nice handy little diagram here to tell you of the dimensions of this car at a glance. So if you're going into a tight spot or a low car park, you can see whether or not you're going to fit. Switchgear here next to that for the four-wheel drive controls. Again, another satisfying rocker switch. By default, the car starts in four-wheel drive, but you can put that into 2 high if you like. Next to that, 4 high, 4 low. Nice little tray here next to that. And then we get the nice big center console bin here with a 12-volt outlet, loads of room in there. And something else I haven't seen before, which is pretty convenient, this flips open to make a sort of workbench that you can easily, you know, put stuff on, or, you know, if you need to do some paperwork, although it is textured, but if you need to put a book on it or something like that, you can do that. So that's very handy to have. No head-up display here in the Tasman. The digital instrument cluster, again, standard Kia. It's got a couple of display modes. You can either have it in simplified, or you can have digital dials. And within that, you can change them a little bit as well, but they all look kind of the same. Steering wheel, flat top, flat bottom, has a nice feel to it, straight out of the Kia parts bin, although it does have a drive mode selector here on the steering wheel and the terrain mode selector. I like this new Kia wheel, actually. It kind of reminds me of a 1980s Holden Commodore a little bit. Paddle shifters on that too, and my least favorite thing, the gear stalk here on the steering column. I just wish it was in the middle. I don't love these, but you know, is what it is. The seats are artificial leather here in the X line. They are heated. You've got to step up to the top spec model to get ventilation, but they're very comfortable. Electric adjustment for the driver, manual for the front passenger. Yep, that's right, just checking. Seating position, yeah, nice and high in the cabin, and yeah, loads of visibility, can't complain about that. And yeah, it's not bad at all. View from the reversing cameras, and the cameras dotted all around the car is displayed on the center screen. And you could have top-down 360 parking, which is very handy with a vehicle this large. And you can also rotate the image around if you need to see all around the car. The ride here in the Tasman, well, look, as I just mentioned, yes, you do ride up quite high, but it's perhaps just a little less truck-like than some other ladder frame vehicles I've driven. So you feel a little bit less like you're balancing on the head of a pin, and it does feel just a tad more SUV-like. And yeah, it's very easy to drive. There's loads of power. Even though it's only a 4-cylinder, and some people will be going, oh, well, it's not a proper truck then, is it? But there's more than enough power. It's, for most people, it's just fine. Here's the Kia Tasman, a turn-back car, a car so good looking that you have to turn back and look at it after you've parked it. Look, I like it. I'd turn back and look at it. If you're not into it though, you probably would be turning back, but maybe not in a good way. So yeah, matter of personal opinion, but I think so, yes. The sound from the diesel engine is, well, certainly not car-like, but it's not overly sort of farm vehicle-like. It's a little more refined than that. It's a less grunty kind of, you know, growly kind of tractor noise, and a little bit more friendly. So yeah, it's not overly obtrusive. So the Kia Tasman is definitely not everyone's cup of tea, especially from a looks point of view, but I quite like it. And you know, I think it can handle pretty much anything that your average tradie or person who needs to carry a lot of stuff around could throw at it. And as an added bonus, it has some off-road capability as well. So if you're after something that's a little bit different, a little bit distinctive, a little more eye-catching, then the Kia Tasman could be for you.